If you can't turn left
or right,
turn up, because that is not an option. Coming up on our episode of That's My Biz on bizlinks.tv. Don't miss it.
That's My Biz is sponsored by Visita Live Site and Constant Contact. Hi everyone, Pamela Alexander, and welcome to another episode of That's My Biz. I'm so excited today because we have some fabulous guests with us, and you know we always are out there networking. We're meeting wonderful businesses, nonprofits, associations, and authors, and just all sorts of people that we want to make sure that you meet and that you connect with them as well. We want to remind you that you can check out this episode again at www.bizlinks.tv. Make sure that you go to the site and view the archives, check out all the wonderful guests that we've already had, but make sure you replay this show too and share it with your family and friends. Also, go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/BizLinksTV. Make sure that you like it. Make sure that you share. It is very important in the social media world. It's so important that you give us comments and that you share, so please do so. Also, go to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/BizLinksTV. Make sure you subscribe so that you can stay up to date on our coming episodes. As we release them, you get those notices. Also, give us some comments so that we can share it with our guests as well. I'm going to dive right in because we have Meesa and Meah with M&M Live Radio.
Yes,
welcome.
Ma'am. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. I'm excited to have you all on. They are just a ball of energy. But what I love about them and what we want to introduce them to you is because they have a fantastic radio platform for our young adults today, and they really focus on helping them fulfill their God-given dreams and to realize those dreams and then to also fulfill them. So I'm going to dive right in because I want to find out what made you start M&M Live Radio?
And we actually get asked that question all the time.
All the time.
But I was a senior in high school, and Meah was a sophomore, and it was just a regular day. You know, we're on the road back to the house, listening to the radio, asking about how the school day went, and a more so traditional gospel song came on. And, you know, I've grown up in the church. My mom and dad, they've never beat us with the Bible or anything like that. But that song in particular, it wasn't really resonating me as a Christian teenager. Because, I mean, the songs that we listen to in our iPod, you know, we have the beat that we all like to jam to and party with. However, the lyrics aren't all inspiring. You know, it's kind of like, you know, these artists now, they're selling us poison to our lives. So, you know, Meah and I had a conversation in the car. And we were just kind of talking about, you know, that song in particular. And she said, you know, it'll be so dope if there was like a teen and young adult radio show geared towards teens and young adults that gave us the beat that we all love, but however, it gave us the inspirational lyrics, it gave us the encouraging words. And I said, you know, I like that idea. Why don't we do that? You know, that's our slot right there. And she literally looked at me and was just like, girl, you are crazy. You are crazy.
This is what happens when you throw out ideas.
I know. I didn't see it at first. I'm going to be honest.
But at that moment, you know, we talked about it, and the first thing we did, we wrote the vision, we made it plain, as if, you know, someone were to ask us to come up with a show, we were going to have the name of the show, the tagline, the special guest, the whole 9 yards.
We just basically wrote everything down just because if the opportunity ever presented itself, we wanted to be absolutely ready. We wanted to do M&M Live Radio the way we wanted for it to be. So the only person who we ever told about the idea was our mom. And she said, well, I don't know much about radio, but, you know, write everything down. We'll see where it takes us further along down the road. So a year later, someone approached my mom out of nowhere and said, hey, I know someone who's looking for some shows to come on the station. Do you happen to know anybody? And if you do, here's their card. Just hit them up. I know it was absolutely crazy how it happened. And she told us, and we were super psyched when it happened. So we went to our first station that was on with us, WIGL AM 1570. And our first show was September 22nd of 2013. And we've been rocking with them ever since. And also on top of that, we have had 5 other internet stations to come on board with M&M Live Radio. So it's been an amazing ride.
Why are we not surprised that they've been picked up by many other stations? And I'll tell you, one thing that we always say on this show, we have a lot of small business entrepreneurs who are viewers, and we always tell them to get their pen and paper out because they're going to learn some things. And look, I've already got a few things. The first thing that I want to tell you is I learned I can still say dope.
Yeah. So, it's still dope to say dope.
I still say it myself.
So we're good on that one. But the other thing is, you know, you shared write the vision and make it plain. Yes. It is so important that you write that vision down, and then you see you got that confirmation of that vision. You may not see it right then, but then when it comes up and that confirmation comes up, you know you're on that right path. So I hope you all still got the pens and paper out, because I know you're going to pick up so many new ideas. And the other thing is, you know, you have an idea. It may seem crazy, but the best things come out of what's really seems to be a crazy idea at first. So, and I really like that, you know, you all are focusing on your generation, because we do have to kind of change the way we do things if we want to reach this generation.
Exactly.
So I love that you have, you know, the faith-based part of it. So the artists that you have on, so you play both music, and do you have guests as well?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you find your artists and your guests?
Well, honestly, we do all of it based off of like the music that everyone's kind of into. Like we love playing artists like Lecrae and Britt Nicole and some Tori Kelly and Ariana Grande. So we look into those types of things, and also people who are making a difference in their community. One thing that people think about our millennials is that we're always doing bad and negative things into the world, but I don't think that's necessarily true. There are actually young people who are doing such positive things in their community, and we want to spotlight them. So from artists to rappers to actors and producers, but also people who are making a difference in their community, who are young and who aren't afraid to stand up and make a difference.
And there are also a lot of artists or rappers and singers that we have in our backyard. Like a lot of the students or a lot of the rappers, they go to our church or went to school with them, and they're making, you know, kingdom and Christian music or just positive, inspirational, mainstream music. And one thing that we love to do on M&M Live Radio is give them a platform, especially if they're doing, you know, Christian and faith-based music, because we don't want for them to, you know, try to get into the church and, you know, try to sing for God and stuff, but we turn them away, which makes them lead to the streets. You know, we want to encourage them to use their gifts for God. If God gave it to them, then we want them to kind of like give it back to them and just show all of the other millennials and generations that they can do it too. They want to.
That. Now, do they have to be, I guess, what's more considered professional, where they already have, you know, an official album out or CD out, or is it also people that are aspiring? Do you also play their material?
We also do people who are established, because I mean sometimes people just don't know. There's so much music out there, but sometimes people just don't know about it. So like when we said we get people who have that platform, who are well known, people like Lecrae and other people like that. But we love also doing aspiring people who don't really have, they got turned down by this other station, but it's like, well, let us hear your things and let's give you a chance, because we never know what that could come out of that amazing talent if we just play it on the radio.
The only thing we ask that is copyright.
Yes, want to make sure all that is safe.
Want to make sure that you're protected and your gifts are protected as well.
That's right, because once it's out there, it is out there. People, you have to remember that too. I mean, we're in a world of social media now, and so you have to remember that even when you're just kind of posting your own material, especially a lot of spoken word, then you got to make sure it's copyrighted. So there's another note for you. So tell me other ways that you are inspiring the youth today.
Well, one thing we've just done recently in our area, starting in our area, of course, we're believing in God to kind of take our gifts, you know, just on a national and international scale. But we do a lot of inspirational speaking, and we've actually started at FCAs, and they're abbreviated FCA for Fellowship of Christian Athletes. And we grew up actually going to FCAs at our high schools and our middle schools, you know, just trying to, like, you know, get that faith base within the school, even though you can't necessarily say God or Jesus out loud all the time. You know, there's some type of organization that's thinking about you. So we were always involved in FCA. So what we've been doing lately, we've been calling it the FCA tour. And what we've actually covered a lot of the counties in Georgia. And we just go out, you know, we meet them, we shake their hands, we tell them a little bit about what M&M Live Radio does, but we just encourage them that they're more than what they think that they are. You know, our generation is so powerful. We always tell them that our generation has the ability to make or break someone's career, determine how popular something is, and see how successful something gets. When you think about it, you know, there's so many hot artists out there, such as Beyonce. We're the ones buying her music. We're the ones posting about her. We're the ones tagging her. We're the ones, you know, just doing #slay, you know, all these different things that she's coming up with. We're the ones pumping that. But the moment that our generation says, Beyonce, who's Beyonce? You know, then her team is going back to the drawing board to figure out what they need to do to capture our generation's attention. So technically, you know, when she gets up there and gets an award, I'm expecting for her to thank us. Because we're the ones basically writing her checks, because we're supporting her so much. But how is it that we have so much power to, you know, get towards Beyonce or making something hot like Beyonce? how can we channel that energy to make something like God hot? So we've been doing that lately on the FCA tours. We've been going out to a lot of churches, youth ministries, even just, high school parties, college parties and stuff, just, showing them that it's an inspirational and better way to party out there.
Yeah, I love it. Are these ladies not fabulous or what? We're going to take a break to thank our sponsors, but before we do, please tell everyone how they can get in touch with you and how they can listen to your show.
Definitely. You can actually follow us on all social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Periscope, if you got it, at M&M Live Radio.
And also for our contact info, show times, and things like that, you can go to about.me/Meesa and Meah. And again, that's about.me/MEESAANDMEAH.
Fantastic. I love it. I say they have it together. We're going to take a break, and we will be right back.
See that woman? She's not just someone who can make a Cancun vacation tax deductible. She's a marketer. Sharon uses constant contact email to maintain and build relationships. She sends her clients professional newsletters. And she can see who opens and clicks on them, so she knows what's working. It's not just those fast fingers that keep Sharon's clients flocking back. Sharon's a marketer, and all it took was constant contact. Try it free.
Visita provides a complete business calendar, fully integrated with your client scheduling experience. You can view and manage your daily schedule and any upcoming meetings, and most importantly, schedule new appointments and follow-ups with your clients. Using Visita Calendar for client scheduling will save you time and deliver a better service to your clients. Visita Calendar automatically syncs with your existing calendar on Google, Outlook, iPhone, and more.
We are back, and once again, we always want to thank our sponsors. Without them, this show would not be possible. If you're also interested in becoming a sponsor at BizLinks TV Network, you can reach out to us at programs@bizlinks.tv. And if you specifically want to reach out to us about That's My Biz, you can email us at that'smybiz@bizlinks.tv. So we have been talking with Meesa and Meah with M&M Live Radio, having a great time. I just hate this show is short because I really want to talk so much more, but we got a little bit more we can share with them. And the one thing, because we were talking about your FCA tour, tell us about what's one of your favorite events?
One of my favorite events ever has hands down to have to be the Dove Awards. It goes down every single year in Nashville, Tennessee, and we've done it twice now. And I remember the first time we did the Dove Awards, it was just like, I'm not going to lie, I was nervous because you see all these other established personalities and things like that, but it ended up being, you meet so many some of your favorite Christian artists, rappers, and things like that. You kind of get starstruck. So it's such a crazy experience, but it's a good experience. You're around so many amazing people. It's a great networking event, and it's just great high energy, so many great people. So the Dove Awards definitely has my heart every single year we do it.
Yeah, I have to agree. The Dove Awards, I think both years, but I think last year was my favorite. We did get a chance to meet a lot of heavy hitters in the gospel entertainment industry, like, Eric Campbell, Israel Houghton, and even Michelle Williams. We actually had Michelle Williams on the show, and she's super sweet. We did like this I guess get to know you rapid fire type questions.
I saw that.
And it was so crazy. We asked her questions like, would you like your eggs scrambled, or would you like them sunny side up?
Just random questions.
She said, I like them scrambled sauce. And that's so interesting because a lot of our followers, they love all the artists that we play on the show, and they want to kind of get to know, like, peek into their world. What makes them happy? Would you want Burger King or McDonald's? So it was really great to kind of like peek into who they really are behind the mic.
And they did have a lot of fun. You have to go, when you go to their about.me/Meesa and Meah, you'll see the link, click the link to watch their videos, and you'll see, I saw a lot of their interviews. They had a blast, as you can tell. And I mean, I was really impressed with the wonderful stars that you had an opportunity to meet, and that rapid fire was fun. So you can tell they have a lot of fun. So you're going to really enjoy their show. So make sure that you tune in. And you don't have to just be a young adult in order to enjoy their show. So everybody
we want all the young at heart.
Yes.
There you go. I love that. So in talking about young adults, with there being your primary platform, what are some of the challenges that you're seeing in the young generation today?
One of probably the biggest challenges I see in our generation is probably peer pressure, and I just know that from personal experience. So I remember in middle school, you're kind of always feeling yourself out and like, who are you? Who do you want to be? And you're around so many other personalities. Yeah. And then I just, of course, me being a Christian teenager, I wasn't timid. I was always labeled as the goody two shoes, and that goes to church girl. Oh, Meah, you about to preach? And that kind of shied me away. So I was always pressured into doing things that I didn't want to do. And then I was ended up being this person that I wasn't. And it's like this big identity crisis. And then you're like, oh man, this is who I was when I first came in, but now I'm a totally different person. And then you just really don't know really who you are, who you're trying to be, and things like that. So I had to learn over time that I need to surround myself with positive people, and then remember who I am when I first came in, and not let these negative and other things that people that I'm around influence me. So that's probably one of the biggest thing I think our generation goes through is I think peer pressure, in my opinion.
I think mine would have to be identity. And more so, I know a lot of people are going to be like, what are you talking about? But I think it's because of social media and pop culture.
Absolutely.
You know, like we go to the social media pages and we always see, the girl who has a Coke bottle figure, the long hair, in which there may be a skinny, more so type lady with short natural hair, and she kind of looks at that Coke bottle figure girl, and they're just kind of like, I really want to be like that, or because I don't look like that, I'm less than, or I don't look the part. And you just have to know exactly who you are and whose you are. The word says that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, and if you can't look in the mirror and see what God sees in you, then I mean you're missing the entire picture.
Wow.
So I think it's definitely identity.
Wow, that is great. I mean, and this is some things that people in their 40s and 50s have not figured out yet. So you all are, just hitting it right on. We love that you're out there representing and sharing this information to help people along. And you're so right. Social media is such a challenge. There's great things about it, and not so great things that come out of it as well. So I love that you're sharing with them, being true to yourself. I always say oftentimes we compare our worst to somebody's best. Yeah. And we think on social media that we're seeing somebody's best. We're seeing the best that they want to project out there. But so I love your words of inspiration for them. Also, loving the words of inspiration. I want to hear some more. So tell me, what are some other things that you would love to share with our audience?
Well, at the end of every single show, we always leave our audience with a little bit of inspiration.
Yeah, so we always say, don't forget to be yourself like you mean it.
Always remember that the rain in the storm helps things grow. So if you're walking through a storm right now, don't worry, because you're growing from it.
God is the only everything you'll ever need.
And when you can't turn left
or right, turn up, because that's not an option.
I feel like I need to end the show with that. That is fantastic. Okay, I'm going to have to work on my closing now. I think get a little bit better on that. So, fantastic. I love that. Y'all, replay it. So now tell us, what's next for Meesa and Meah?
We have a lot of big things on the calendar.
Yes.
We're actually doing a few proposals for Six Flags. We're going to release that very, very shortly. So please make sure, like we said, we have all of our social media sites, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at M&M Live Radio. We're actually turning 3. M&M Live Radio is turning 3.
Okay. 3rd year anniversary.
Yeah, later on in September. So we have some big things going on for that. Anything else?
And also, we're still continuing our FCA tour. We're actually going broader and bigger. Our goal is to do FCA tour all across the country. And we're actually making those connections right now. So M&M Live Radio will be coming to a state, city near you. And then also, Meesa said, be sure to follow us on social media, because these events that we're about to be putting on is going to be so major, and we want you guys to be a part of it. So again, follow us on all social media, on Facebook at M&M Live Radio, on Instagram and Twitter at M&M Live Radio.
I love that. You all make sure that you follow their instructions, that you do just that. And I love all the wonderful inspiration that you all share and the wonderful words, and tying again back to your faith as well. So for those that are out there that are looking like they have that idea, maybe, someone in the car threw an idea out and they were like, I really want to do that, or I want to start, my own business. What are some of the other tips that you would share with someone, your generation, for getting started and really kind of learning the ins and outs of a business?
I would have to say just simple. Do it. And I know that sounds simple and probably cliche, but I mean, there are so many people who have these multi-million-dollar ideas and like these just amazing concepts and dreams, but you don't execute, and you're like, oh, well, I'm too young and this, that, and the third, and that's not the case at all. I was 16 when we first started M&M Live Radio, and she was 18, and it's just like the places that we were being taken, the places that God took us, just because we wrote down the vision and we executed it right then and there. As soon as the idea came, it's amazing. amazing. So we give nothing but the honor and glory to him. But as soon as you get the idea, write it down. Do it. Do not underestimate yourself, because I feel like it's all in your mind.
Yeah.
You limit yourself sometimes. Don't. There's no limit for greatness. Be as great as you can possibly be.
And just to add on to that, I think I would have to add and say, you have to trust God in every single step. When I tell you that, my mom and our executive producers and our M&M Live Radio team, we're definitely walkers.
Yes.
Even though, we may not know how it's going to turn out at the end of the week or even in the next hour, we still have to trust God, and we have to believe in him that he's going to do exactly what he said he was going to do. And then also believe in yourself. Like Meah said, write everything down. Please make sure you do that, because sometimes we kind of just think, I'm going to remember that tomorrow. You go to sleep, you wake up, and it's kind of like, what was I dreaming? I'm trying to think about it. But please make sure you write that down and believe in yourself. Everything that you need is already on the inside of you. Believe yourself, trust God, write it down, and just do it. You got it.
Well, I love this. So you all have your marching orders. I know something I always love. My husband always says, not only believe in yourself, or don't limit yourself, but don't limit God.
Yes.
We often think that, I can't do that, or I don't have the skills I need. But don't limit God. He can do so many things, and it's not impossible. I love that when you say you're water walkers. Then, okay, I'm going to borrow a lot of this. I'm just going to tell you, I'll give you credit first time. But this has been fantastic. And again, Meesa and Meah, Meesa and Meah, I got it right. Yes. Thank you all so much for joining us. We want to make sure that everyone truly follows you, follow their radio show, M&M Live Radio, but then also follow them in where they are. This is a great opportunity. Tell your friends about it, your family and friends. Make sure you let other young people know that this is out there, that there's some different things that they can do. I know there's so many organizations out there that are going to reach out to you all, and a lot of people that have ideas, and you all are going to be doing great things. We're just praying that you are just going to keep rising and rising.
Thank you guys so
Absolutely. We thank you all for joining us. Please tell again before we leave how they can get in touch with you.
One more time, everybody. For Facebook, it's M&M Live Radio.
And on Instagram and Twitter and Periscope, it's at M&M Live Radio.
We need you to follow right now.
Yes.
Right now. Thank you all so much for joining us, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Everyone, we've had a fantastic day, a fantastic episode, and we want to make sure that you watch this again at www.bizlinks.tv. Make sure that you go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/bizlinkstv. Like this. Make sure that you share it with others as well. youtube.com/bizlinkstv. Subscribe so that you can stay up to date on episodes as they are released, because you don't want to miss these. Share it with all your family and friends. Tell everybody about it. Tell everyone about M&M Live Radio as well. I'm Pamela Alexander with BizLinks TV Network. Remember, we're exposing your business to the world.